Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ultimate Gaming. It's been a while. Today we're starting a new series, visual novels, Japanese visual novels. Uh, I, I love anime, as certain people know, and we're going to play a bunch of visual novels on the channel along with a few other Japanese games, maybe the Attack on Titan game with Connor and stuff like that. I'm just going to adjust my microphone here. Yeah, because I thought that'd be really cool, so we can jump into it. These have not been guaranteed fully safe, but I will blur out any possible hentai, as that is always a possibility with Japanese games. These are off a visual novel website, which I love the style of game. The thing is, you have to be very careful with some of them, so, yeah. And also, Nekapara, Volume 1. We will also be playing the demo of that because I don't actually want to buy the game because I've had strangely good reviews about it, but I also know what's in the game, so we're gonna play that along with we're playing Narcissu right now. Free game. We got May, Sky, and Leaves lined up. They're off a top 5 video I found on YouTube, so we're gonna play them, and here we go. So you got two titles. Yeah, I think I saw that one on the thing. So English, voiced. Here we go. On a blindingly bright day, I was fast. Oh, you have to click. 2001, 31,000 people. Yeah, so it's just gonna quickly go through them. I won't have time to read them all. Just gonna take the game down. True, I wasn't very healthy ever since I was a child. Even so, I attended elementary school like all the others, and during summer breaks I often played until I was very utterly tanned. June, shortly after my entry into middle school. The day after, I had ordered my swimsuit for use the next month. My first hospitalization. I can't say that word, Jesus Christ. On a day just before the summer sunset midterms. Just before the semester midterms. Sorry, something popped up on my second monitor and I have to read that. On a day when the first drops of rain were so cruelly cold. I'm not the best in narrating, so I'm sorry. Falling from a mist, the pure white of the overcast sky. Of course, the first time it happened. All my classmates came to visit me almost every day. And when I was released, they even came to my house on the weekends to play. That was only the first time around. More, you say. Autumn into winter, winter into spring, a vicious cycle, hospitalization and release, clinics and hospitalization again. And before I knew it, even the classmates I once called friends turned into acquaintances, and then into strangers. As if with every changing of season, I had been erased from their collective memory. It seems that all those normal people, my very existence was an unpleasant fact. And so, it looks like I've been erased. That's really cool. I'd spent so many seasons, so many white overcast skies, without the want or need to converse with anybody. For that matter, my English textbook never changed from that of a first-year middle school student before the midterms. That is where my time seems to come to an end. I don't know, I'm reading this so weirdly, it's the narrative voice I've decided to choose for this. 8 years later, early summer 2004, protagonist, which means my character, summer, a flowing sweat. the gigantic electronic scoreboard in the driver's license examination facility lit up all at once. My eyes and everyone else looked for our respective numbers, 237, 237. And of some 8 columns of lit text, sure enough, my examination numbers were shining in the midst. Clickety-clack. A nearly empty train car, perhaps thanks to the beautiful afternoon. Almost alone in that train car, I was heading back home from the examination hall. My left hand held the new traffic regulations handbook, and my breast pocket held my brand new driver's license. We did it, guys! We did it! So now I've got a license as well. I muttered somewhat happily, but there was no strong feeling behind it. I never particularly wanted to drive a car. I never particularly had any motive for it. It was just that my colleagues and the Technical Institute both recommended that I at least get my driver's license. That night, when I told my parents I'd got my driver's license, they merely replied with, "And I see." The parents seemed like assholes. And when I asked if I could borrow the car just for a test run, they instantly and curtly said, "Just one thing." And when I asked if I could borrow the car just one thing, "No." While I didn't really want to drive a car or anything, the response was all too expected. Those were my parents for you. The next day, I awoke with chest pain and went to the hospital. Sickness and I generally had nothing to do with each other, which is why I found the ER waiting room to be utterly boring. And just when I thought they were through examining me, they ordered an X-ray and some blood tests. Then they left, and again I was left waiting for a long, long time. I'd already polished up 3 volumes of Shonen Jump, and was just about to start on the 4th when they admitted me to the hospital right then and there. And it seems that my new license, which still lay snugly in my breast pocket, would have to wait a long time for its turn to go. The music's really relaxing in this, I have to say. Protagonist Autumn 2004. Right around when all the too noisy, I have no idea how you say that word, had finally gone silent. I once again found myself in the hospital as per usual. Of course, it wasn't as if I'd been there the entire time. I came and went, the futile cycle. My first surgery was a month before, after I started doing the 5-minute commute to and from the hospital by moped. And from then on, I was hospitalized, discharged, ordered to the clinic, and hospitalized again and again. Such a tragic story. While I still have no clue what PET or IRSA stood for, in no time at all, several months had already passed. As my appetite, my medications increased, I could feel my own physical strength. I drove thinking away. I kept imagining that my legs were getting thinner. But the needle of the weight scale rudely informed me it's not just your imagination. And yet I kept looking at myself with detached interest, as if it were happening to somebody else entirely, as if I were looking at the scene on TV or the like. My mind could not grasp what had so suddenly happened to my body. Nothing within me was telling me that this was real at all, and that's why, even though it was all happening to me, I kept looking on, as if it was happening from far away. Protagonist Winter 2004. A day of winter, around when the Christmas trees had vanished from the streets. I was discharged. Home was a kind of year's end treat. It seemed like an exercise in total in trance science, but still, it made me slightly happy. I drove back to home